Hi guys, welcome. My name is Courtney. This is Nate, this is Tompkins, and today we're going to be leading you through a beginner yoga class. So if you've never done yoga before, this is a great place to start. If you have blocks, those are always really nice to have no matter how flexible you are. They come in super handy. If you don't have blocks, you can use something like soup cans, those work, maybe a thick book. Anything really that'll bring the floor a little closer to you is really helpful. All right, so take it at your own pace. If anything doesn't feel good, feel free to skip it and just enjoy. So we're gonna start in a seated position, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm gonna sit up onto my heels, but you can also sit cross-legged. We're just gonna start with a couple breaths just to settle in. Find your comfortable seat. Roll your shoulders back and down a couple times, letting go of any tension in your neck or shoulders. Close your eyes. Let's take a big inhale through the nose. And exhale to let it go. Again, like that, big inhale through your nose, sit up tall. And exhale, let it go. Good, last one, big inhale. And exhale, let it go. Good, gently blink your eyes open. We'll meet in tabletop. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over your knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. We're just going to warm up the spine, going through a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, open your chest. Point your tailbone up toward the sky. And as you exhale, we'll find cat. So tuck your chin in towards your chest, round your spine this time. Now your tailbone points down toward the mat. Good, again like that. Inhale, cow, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, cat, round and curl. Good, one more time, breath to movement. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, round and curl. Good, inhale back to a neutral spine. From here, we're gonna keep the hips right over the knees. We're just gonna walk the hands forward and make our way into puppy pose. So the goal here is to just sink the chest down toward the mat. You can rest your forehead to the mat, but keep your hips lifted. You should feel a nice stretch in your shoulder blades, your chest. Good, slowly walk your hands back up, finding that tabletop. Now from your tabletop, we're just gonna bring the hands about a step forward, really spread through your fingers. Press firmly down into the pads of your fingers, just feel how that feels. We're gonna be moving into downward facing dog, so we wanna protect the wrists by really pressing down into the pads of the fingertips. So we'll tuck the toes under and lift the hips up and back to find our downward facing dog. So we're looking for kind of an upside down letter V shape here. You can really bend your knees. Good, you want to press your chest towards your thighs while lifting your tailbone up toward the ceiling. Then if it feels good, you can pedal out your feet, bend one knee then the other. And again, if you're starting to feel that pressure on your wrist, really press down firmly through the pads of your fingertips. And keep breathing. And eventually finding stillness. Take a big inhale through your nose and exhale, let it go. As you inhale, bend your knees, look forward. We're gonna make our way to the top of the mat, finding our forward fold. Now this is where blocks might come in handy. You can bring them right under your shoulders. Feet can be about hips width distance. You can really put a soft bend in your knees. We want to let these hamstrings relax. Good. Release your head and neck, so let your head just hang nice and heavy, creating space in between the vertebrae of the spine. You can sway side to side. And just take one more breath here. Good, as you inhale, we'll find a halfway lift. So your hands can stay to the blocks or you can bring them to your shins. We're looking for a nice straight spine here. Really draw up on your quads using your leg strength. Pull your belly up and in. exhale to find that forward fold. Again, you can bend the knees. As you inhale, we're slowly gonna rise up. Try to stack vertebrae on vertebrae. Let your head and your arms hang nice and heavy. Good, going nice and slow. And once your head lifts, roll your shoulders back and down a couple times. Stand up nice and tall. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, fold forward. Nice and slow. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, find that downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Good. As you inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, rise up, reach the arms all the way up this time. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. Big breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, downward facing dog. And from here, we're gonna move into plank. So roll the spine forward just until your shoulders come right over your wrists. Squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes. We're here for just a moment, breathe. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. And inhale, reach your right leg up toward the sky, finding our three-legged dog. And as you exhale, step that right foot through, finding a low lunge. So you want to bring that right foot all the way in between your hands. We're going to drop that back knee down, untuck the toes. Now you can stay here with your hands on the mat. If this is pretty intense on your back knee, you can fold your mat so that it gives you a little more cushion. You can slide a blanket under there, whatever you need to do to feel comfortable here. But we're just looking for a nice stretch on the hip flexor. You can also bring your blocks on either side to take some of the pressure off. Good. If you're feeling pretty open here, you can reach your arms up. Good. But make sure you're finding a lift through your low belly. At the same time, relaxing those shoulders down. And breathe. Take one more full breath in. And exhale, release. Hands back to the mat. From here, we're gonna plant that left hand down and reach the right arm up. So finding a really gentle twist. Again, you can bring your block underneath your left hand, just to give yourself a little more space. Really open through your chest. And slowly release that right hand. We're gonna tuck those back toes under, lift the back knee. We're gonna find our way into warrior two. So slowly start to rise up, spin that back foot down. Arms come to a T. Now check in with your feet. Your front toes are facing forward, and then we want the knife edge of the back foot about parallel to the back of the mat. Good, finding a nice bend in that right knee. You can kind of bend and straighten to find your edge. Good, breathe here. Relax those shoulders down your back. Take a big breath in. And exhale, hands come back to the mat. Step your right foot back, finding our high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. And take a breath here. As you inhale, reach your left leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale, step it through, low lunge. And left foot comes in between the hands. Drop that back knee down, untuck the toes. Good, now if you use blocks on the other side, you'll want to use them on this side as well. Just finding that nice stretch on the right hip flexor this time. And maybe reach the arms up. Lift through the low belly, breathe. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release the hands. We're gonna keep that right hand planted down. Inhale, reach your left arm up. And maybe using a block. Breathe. And slowly release that left hand down. Plant the hands, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, get really strong through your legs. And inhale, we rise up, warrior two. Spin that back heel down. Again, checking in with the feet. Finding the heel of your front foot in line with the arch of your back foot. And squeeze the glutes, relax the shoulders, breathe. Maybe bending and straightening that front leg, finding your edge. Two more breaths here. And slowly bring both hands down. Send your left leg back, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Good. As you inhale, come forward back to plank. Then as you exhale, we're gonna drop the knees, untuck the toes. We'll lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Try to hug your elbows in really tight by your sides. Go nice and slow with control. And eventually come all the way to the mat. Squeeze your legs together. As you inhale, slowly lift your chest. We'll find baby cobra. And so using the muscles in your back to lift your chest, little to no weight in those hands. Keep squeezing your heels together. Take a breath in. And exhale, release forehead to mat. Good, tuck your toes under, move through tabletop. Then lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step through low lunge. Good, as you inhale, find that warrior two. Good, check in with your feet. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Nice deep bend in that right knee. From here, we're gonna move into reverse warrior. We essentially want to keep the legs just as they are. As you inhale, flip your front palm, reach up toward the sky with your right fingertips. So we want to keep this front shin moving forward. You should feel a nice stretch on the right side body. Keep lifting through your right fingertips. Breathe. And slowly move back into warrior two. Good. Inhale, straighten your right leg. We're gonna bring the feet parallel. You can heel toe them in slightly. Good, keep the arms to a T. As you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, we're gonna slowly fold forward, finding a wide-legged forward fold. Again, you can bring your block underneath you. And you can bend your knees a lot if this is pretty intense. But just like our forward fold earlier, you really wanna let your head hang nice and heavy. For a more intense stretch on the ankles, really press down through the outside edges of your feet. And breathe. As you inhale, find a halfway lift, draw up on your quads. And as you exhale, we're gonna walk the hands to the front of the mat. Frame your front foot, step your right leg back, downward facing dog, lift your hips. Good, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through low lunge. Good, inhale, warrior two, slowly rise up. Good, check in with the feet. Find your depth. Again, without moving the lower body, as you inhale, flip your front palm, reverse warrior, reach up. Good, little to no weight in that back hand. Make sure you're breathing. Good, come back into warrior two. Good, straighten that left leg, parallel the feet once again. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, fold forward, nice and slow with control. Maybe find that block. But if you want a shoulder stretch here, you can interlace your hands behind your back. Reach through your knuckles. If that's a little too intense, that's okay. Just leave your hands to the mat. And release those hands if you interlace them. Inhale, find that halfway lift, strong legs. And walk your hands to the front of your mat, frame your left foot, find that lunge, and step back. We'll find our plank here. Good, drop the knees, untuck the toes. We're gonna slowly lower down with control. Once again, keep your elbows hugged in tight by your sides. This time we're gonna hold halfway. Try to keep those shoulders nice and lifted, then lower all the way down. Good, inhale, find that baby cobra, so lifting the chest, squeeze your heels together. And exhale, release forehead to mat. Good, from here we're gonna bring the feet a little wider so they can come about as wide as your mat. Bring your fingertips under your elbows. You can spider them. And as you inhale, we're just gonna lift the chest. Good, maybe you can lift a little higher. This time you can use your hands to give yourself a little more leverage. And slowly release. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, slowly lift the chest. And exhale, release. Good, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, move through tabletop, and exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat, find that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach your arms up toward the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. And from here, we're gonna move into chair pose. So as you inhale, sit your hips back, reach your arms up. Good, shifting the weight towards your heels. Now, if this is pretty intense, you can bring your hands to heart center. Good, really lift through your chest, pull your belly up and in, breathe. Take an inhale, and exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, downward facing dog. And from here, we're gonna drop the knees to the mat, swing the legs forward, have a seat. Legs will come straight out in front of you, working toward our seated forward fold so you can kind of rock back and forth, ground those sit bones down. To start, I want you to have a really nice tall spine, so just feel what that feels like. Think of extending the crown of your head up toward the sky, but relax your shoulders. Notice how sitting up nice and straight really engages your core. And as you inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, slowly hinge forward. And you can bend your knees here. It's okay if your spine rounds now. Just breathe into the stretch. So as you inhale, feel your spine lengthen. Then as you exhale, feel that tension melt away, and maybe you go a little deeper into the pose. So really using your breath. Good, inhale, walk the hands back up. We're gonna bring the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh. Pull those right toes back towards you, so a nice flexed foot. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, square your chest to your right leg and fold. Again, that right knee can bend. And breathe. Inhale, walk the hands back up. We'll switch sides, so bringing the sole of the right foot to the left inner thigh. Flex those left toes back. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold. And slowly walk your hands back up. We're gonna come down onto our backs, so you can scoot forward, come all the way down, hug your knees into your chest once you're there. And kind of rock side to side, massage out the low back. Should feel pretty nice. Gotta extend the soles of your feet up toward the sky. Finding our legs up the wall pose. You can close your eyes here. And from here we're going to move into happy baby. So you're just going to bend your knees, bring your thighs down by your sides. You can grab onto your ankles. If you're a little more open, you can grab the outsides of your feet. You don't want your tailbone lifting too high up off the mat. And just breathe here. You can rock side to side. Slowly release the legs, bring the soles of your feet to the mat, bring your arms to a T. We're just going to drop those knees over to the right side. You can gaze over your left shoulder, finding a gentle spinal twist. Shoulder blades melt into the mat. Inhale back to center, and exhale, drop the knees over to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale back to center. Hug both knees into your chest one final time. This time, bring your forehead to meet your knees. Squeeze yourself really tight. And slowly release. Legs go long, finding our final shavasana. So just finding a comfortable spot to rest. You can let your arms be wide, your feet gently fall out, close your eyes. Relax your belly. Release your quads. Just fully letting go, just for a moment here. Allow your breath to become a little more shallow. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. Take your time. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys next time.